Welcome back, student. Today we read the seventh chapter of Environmental Studies, Part 1. The name of chapter is Food and Nutrition. Can you recall why do we need food? What is meant by diet? What are the reasons for a variations in a diet? Can you tell some of the food items in our everyday meals are given below? Read their names: rice, moong dal amti, chavli usal, chapatis, jowar bhakri, cabbage bhaji, pumpkin raita, carrot salad, onion pakoras, garlic chutney, lemon pickle, yogurt, papad. Which of these dishes are served with large spoons or a ladles and which one with very small spoons? Now divide these food items into two groups: those which are eaten in a large quantities and those which are eaten in very small quantities. Staple food: chapati, bhakri, or a rice form a part of every meal we have. We eat more of these foods than of the others. Therefore, wheat, jowar, rice are said to be our staple foods. However, with the chapatis, bhakris, or rice, we eat several other items which make our meals tastier. Besides, for reasons of a good health, it is important to include these food items in our meals. Variety of foodstuffs. What foodstuffs are used to prepare the other items in our meals? Some of these foodstuffs and their names are shown in the box on page number 43. Which ones are you familiar with? If there are some which you have not seen, try to get a look at them. Now, page number 43. Can you tell? Look at the foodstuffs in a box. These are the foodstuffs given in a box. From which ones do we get a flour? From what do we get butter, ghee, and yogurt? From which ones do we get oil? Which of these do we get from animals? Which ones give a sweet, sour, bitter taste or are spicy, hot? Which ones do we eat raw? Which ones do we use in a small quantities? Which ones are used in a large quantities? You have seen what a wide variety there is in our foodstuffs. We use different foodstuffs for different purposes. We use a milk to get a butter. We use a flours from a jowar bajra to make a bhakris. To add a sour taste, we may use a lemons or a tamarind or a raw mangoes. When making sweets, we may use either sugar or jaggery, which we get from a sugarcane. Page number 44. Just as there is a variety in the foodstuffs we use, there are differences in the people's likes and dislikes. We tend to eat the items we like again and again. We also tend to always avoid what we don't like. However, the most important thing is to ensure that the food related needs of our body are all being met. The food constitutes that meet the different needs of our body are present all our foodstuffs in varying quantities. Some of these constituents give our body the energy it needs. We work or play all day long, also work like a respiration and digestion of food goes on inside our body. The body needs the energy for all this work. Some constituents help our body to grow. They also helps to repair the wear and tear of our body that takes place in everyday work. Some food constituents helps to nourish our body. They help to create a store of substances that give energy to our body. Some food constituents are necessary for certain special reasons. For example, some constituents make our bones strong. Some constituents give the body the ability to fight diseases. And for all the functions of our body to go on smoothly, we need to drink a plenty of water. If our body is to work properly, it must remain healthy. So we must include all the food constituents in our diet. We get all these food constituents from the different foodstuffs in the different quantities. That is why we keep using different foodstuffs in our daily meals. Such a diet ensures proper nourishment for our body. Do you know, some people believe that costly foods are more nourishing than inexpensive foods. But that is not always true. All expensive foods are not more nourishing. Similarly, all cheaper foods are not less nourishing. Page number 45. Preserving the nourishment in a food ingredients. While preparing the food items, some of the constituents in the foodstuffs can get destroyed. We can take the following precautions to avoid that. When cooking food, add only as much water as is necessary. Use a pressure cooker or cover the food with a lid while cooking it. Sprout pulses before using them. Use them while the sprouts are still small. Do not wait for them to grow long. Use a whole grain flour without sifting. Eat fruits like chickus, figs, grapes, apples along with their skins. Besides, vegetables like carrots, radishes, cucumbers, beetroot should be eaten raw in the form of salad. Whenever possible, mix 2 or 3 foodstuffs in a dish. For example, add onions and potatoes to usuls. Add drumsticks to curries. Add some soaked dals while cooking vegetables. Page number 46. A tongue for a tasting. As usual, we had all gathered in the garden in the evening. Monica Tai said, "Shall I tell you something funny about our tongue?" As we drew closer to her, she said, "How do we make water sweet without sugar? Just try this. Chew an amla well and drink water right after that. The water tastes sweet." "Really, I never knew this," said Mary. Then Balu said, "We learned last year that our tongue helps us to taste things. But how does only one tongue tell us all the different tastes?" Subhash peeped out. "So, do you want a different tongue for every taste?" That made everyone laugh. Monica Tai said, "Balu, we have only 2 eyes. And how many colors do we see with them? So one tongue can also tell us many tastes." Observe this. Wash your mouth, clean your tongue, and stand in front of the mirror. Stick your tongue out and look at it carefully. You will see tiny picks on the tongue. They are called the taste buds. These taste buds tell us the different tastes. Page number 47. Know the different tastes. Let us see how the tongue tells us the different tastes. Collect the following things: sugar candy or jaggery, the second one is a salt, then tamarind or a lemon, fenugreek, that is a methi seeds, a piece of an amla. Test each of these things. After testing each one, rinse your mouth with water, wait for 2 minutes, and then test the next one. Copy the following table in your notebook and complete it. Students, complete this activity, okay? Play a game. 4 or 5 of you can play this game together. One person is the it. Each one of the others tells it the name of the foodstuff. For example, raw mango, green chili chutney, rock salt, a bundi laddu, khari bundi, a chikku, a medicine, etc. Page number 48. The child who is a it must show by miming what it tests like. Take turns to be it. When everyone has had a turn at begin, eat, the game is finished. So what we learn, our diet includes many different food items. There is a great variety in the foodstuffs we use to prepare different dishes. The food constituents that meet our food related needs are present in these foodstuffs in a different proportions. Our food related needs are met if our body gets all these food constituents in the right quantities. Our taste buds help us to know the different tastes. Always remember, our diet should include all kinds of foodstuffs. Okay, thank you.